We are slowly chipping away at the question, who is the best wrestler in WWE today? If you haven't seen one of these videos before, essentially, we have a randomized wheel with the name of every single WWE wrestler on it. We spin it, we get a wrestler, we blind rank them on a scale of 1 to 10. We get 10 wrestlers in total, and hopefully we don't bundle it because we have been doing that in the past. I think like Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley ended up at number 10 or something like that. Um, After we get our 10 blind ranking, we then go through and make some modifications to see who is the best wrestler on that list. Current winners and people who are moving on to the finals, where we are going to take the winner from each video and compare them all to see who is the best wrestler in WWE today. We have Finn Balor, who won our first video, LA Knight, our second winner, Liv Morgan from video 3, and Rhea Ripley, the most recent winner from part 4, beating out Bianca Belair, much to my chagrin. We're going to see who is going to meet them in the finals. We're going to spin the wheel, get some random names, and rank them. And you guys will definitely disagree with whatever order I put them in. If you like the video, please consider liking it, leaving a comment, subscribing, as it really does help a new channel like mine to grow. But with all that being said, I am Isaiah from Hot Tag Wrestling, and let's get into it by spinning that wheel. Alrighty, let's go ahead and spin and see who the first wrestler on our tier list is going to be. Somewhere in the J's. We're starting with John Cena. Oh man. John. John is going to be my number 10. I hate John Cena. I think he's absolutely terrible. I think that in the 20 years that he's been wrestling for WWE, the amount of stuff that he has done that is actually good is laughably small. This last title run he has had, looking out of nostalgia, like not incorporating that, has been very, very bad. Some nonsensical promos, some weird angles that didn't really make sense. The worst WrestleMania match I've ever seen. It did culminate with a very good SummerSlam match, but I don't really think that could save it. Yeah, he's my number 10. Like, I'm just such not a John Cena guy. I think he's one of my least favorite wrestlers of all time. And I know that that is not the predominant opinion on John Cena, especially in this most recent run. But I just haven't liked him pretty much since I was a kid. He was one of my favorites when I was 10. But outside of that, I really don't like John Cena. I don't think there's a lot good about him outside of this nostalgia for the most recent run. So he's my number 10. Probably not a very popular opinion there. Most people, even if they don't like him, probably wouldn't put him at 10, but I just really can't stand him. I don't think there's a lot to really love about him. Alex Shellett. I don't know why that's not spelled right. I feel like I just copied this from a list, so I'm not sure exactly why it's Alex Shellett instead of Alex Shelley, which it should be. I'm gonna put Alex Shelley. I think when Chris Sabin came up, I put him at number 6, so I'm gonna put Alex Shelley at the same position. At number 6. I feel like Alex Shelley, I like him more than I do Chris Sabin, but in this tag run that they've been having in WWE, they are just essentially the same. There's no real defining characteristics to separate them. They are just the Motor City Machine Guns, and they individually don't have any characters. So I'm just going to throw him right in the same place that I threw Chris Sabin. Alex Shellett. Real good in TNA though. Real good stuff in TNA, but we're judging them based on 2025. Okay, Tiffany Stratton. I like Tiffany a lot. I don't think she's one of the best in WWE right now. I think she is more towards that upper tier. But I don't think that she herself can really carry a match or a feud based on her in-ring ability or her magnetism as a star. I don't feel like she's quite there yet. She will definitely get there as the years go on because she does have that innate ability to have really great promos and matches when in there with the right people. And even when she doesn't have a great match, like Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania this year, or her many matches with Nia Jax, even her match with Jade Cargill at SummerSlam, or Tiffany Stratton at, not Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus at Evolution. Like, you always see her shine in the matches that she's in, even if she can't necessarily carry everything she does to greatness. So, partly because I see a lot of potential in her, and I do like seeing her whenever she's on screen. She is normally the best part of what is normally a middling feud, and also just because she is booked so strongly and she has been champ for so long. I'm going to put her at 3. I think 3 is an appropriate spot for Tiffany. Very charismatic, very fun to watch in the ring if she doesn't necessarily always produce greatness. Let's talk about Bronson Reed. Yeah. Bronson Reed's okay. I think in terms of what he does in the ring, I think he is just okay. He's not very effective as a monster, mainly because he's beaten so often, but also because I just don't feel like his charisma is really that of a monster. He's a little bit too cartoonish with some of his bumping and with some of his mannerisms than you would see out of 1990s Kane or Braun Strowman or whatever giant you want to put in that role. And I also feel like, his matches, he's trying to, rather than just play the big guy, trying to do this sort of hybrid indie super athlete where he can do a little bit of everything, and it doesn't always work. But having said that, he can have good matches when paired with the right opponents. A lot of times they use him effectively within the past year in angles. The Seth Rollins angle, where he tsunamied him like 7 times. His feud with Braun Strowman was a lot of fun. And now being part of Seth's group, he is sort of the backdrop of it, but he plays a fun enough role in it. He's very much a utility player in my mind, so he doesn't stand out as being great or as being someone who will be a main event star, but as a mid-carder, I feel like he is fine and he fulfills his role. I have Alex Shelley at 6. Do I want to put Bronson Reed at 5 or at 7? I feel like he belongs at 6 more than Alex Shelley, but I'm going to put him at 7. I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of his work, and I feel like he doesn't necessarily fulfill the main event monster role pretty well, but for being a mid-card, utility player, good. He does a lot of the stuff he's supposed to. Uncle Howdy. Okay, this is a weird one because you haven't really seen him wrestle too much. Has he ever had a match? I'm trying to remember if in some of those like Wyatt 6, Plunder Brawl, Chaos, multi-man matches, I think I remember it being Gacy, Loomis, and Rowan, not Uncle Howdy. So you haven't seen him wrestle much. As a character, he's just sort of nothing. When he came back and he was like Bo Dallas on screen talking about Bray Wyatt, it was very entertaining, but just being Uncle Howdy, sort of sitting at the top of the ramp, not really doing anything, it's sort of boring. He's one of my least favorite parts, other than Nikki Cross, of course, because I just don't like Nikki Cross. He is one of my least favorite parts of the Wyatt Six. I just don't feel like he's very entertaining or he doesn't fulfill a character role. And that's partially down to the way he's booked, where he is just not a very prominent part of WWE. So a character like this, that is sort of the mastermind of this group of people who are able to dominate the division, since they are not, up until recently with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship run, since they are not really portrayed like that, it's hard to really get invested in his character. So I'm going to throw him at, I'm going to put him at 9. Because I just really don't think there's a lot to connect with there. Like, there's definitely a ton of potential there, but WWE just hasn't really capitalized on it, so you can't really effectively say he is a great character, he's a great wrestler. So 9, I think, is where, he belongs. AJ Styles. Historically, number 1. But in 2025, comedy feud with Dominic Mysterio for the IC Championship. What was he doing at Mania? Did he do anything at Mania? Was he even at Mania? I can't remember. I think AJ Styles in the modern day, he is falling more into a mid card role, which is probably good because that is where he belongs. Because he's not the AJ Styles of 2002, where he's running the X division, having banger matches with Jerry Lynn and Loki and Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels. He's not at that place anymore, but he is still a great wrestler. I think I'm going to put him at number 4. And that sort of sucks because I think AJ Styles is legitimately one of the best wrestlers of all time. I would probably put him in top 20, top 25 greatest of all time. But just in 2025, he's not that guy anymore. He's sort of falling into a role that's more appropriate for him at this point in his career, a comedy role. So he is still very well utilized. But he's just not the AJ Styles of old. So you can't really put him towards the top of the list as a main event concern. And he's not really that prominent on WWE this year outside of the Dominic Mysterio feud. Rey Fenix. I always say Fenix. I'm not sure if it should be Phoenix. It's probably Phoenix. Like I think in WWE they say Phoenix, but I think I heard someone early days call him Fenix, maybe in like PWG. So that's just what I go with. He's great. He's really, really great. Underutilized in WWE. He's going at 2. He is going at 2. I can't put him lower than that because he is so great, even though he is sort of just a cog in the SmackDown division and he came into WWE. So, oh, you're a Latino wrestler, so you're going in with all the other Latino wrestlers. You're, being paired with Andrade and, the LWO and Legado del Fantasma. You're just sort of in that mix now. But when he is in the ring, he does wow. Penta came to WWE first, so he got the big singles push on Raw. And I do think Penta has a more interesting character than Fenix, but Fenix completely blows Penta out of the water. He's so, so great. When you get peak Rey Fenix, it's unbelievable some of the stuff you see. He is one of the most innovative wrestlers on the planet. And I feel like he does bring that to the ring when he is teaming with Andrade, the TLC match at SummerSlam, which I absolutely loved. And just a lot of the stuff he does on SmackDown, either as a singles wrestler, I think he wrestled like Nathan Frazier in one of his debut matches, which was really good. And then, stuff he does in the tag team division, even though I don't feel that's where he should be a single star. He is a standout player in that division. So I think number 2 is appropriate. If booked properly and given a main event like singles run or even like a mid-card title, US title run, he could easily be a number 1. Oh, no, Charlie Dempsey. Okay, I don't love Charlie Dempsey. He wrestles in a style that I like. I like the more technical mat-based style, but when it works, it really, really works. Like with Zack Sabre Jr., my favorite wrestler on the planet right now, it really, really works. When you don't get it and you are just a little bit boring, it's a disaster. Because when you're doing like an indie style of wrestling where you're doing striking and diving, even if you're not the best, you can create some entertaining spots. If you're not the best as a mat technician, you can't really stand out. You can't create anything great. And that's where I feel Charlie Dempsey is at the moment. I'm going to put him at 8. He is just okay. And as a result, the style that he wrestles in, it makes him seem worse. It makes him seem boring. Even though I have seen things that I like out of him, it's just not quite enough to really put him that high on the list. But I enjoy the style that he wrestles in, and I feel like he has a lot of potential if he can break out of the boring stigma that he has sort of found himself in to really, really raise up pretty high. Dude, right back to CM Punk. All right, that's a number 1. I feel very comfortable putting that at number 1, even in his current run, where he is, not as great in the ring as he was in the, 2010s, late 2010s, early what am I saying? Late 2000s, early 2010s. Not as great as he was then, but he is still one of the most interesting characters in WWE. People love him. He cuts in great promos. He's always in really, really great feuds. He's sort of in a never-ending feud right now with Seth Rollins, which is a little bit whatever, but great match with Gunther at SummerSlam this year. Great stuff at Elimination Chamber. Great main event match at WrestleMania. Some of the stuff he's been doing on TV with Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn and just anyone who he's paired with. He's really, really great all around, even when he is a little bit older now, so he can't really go in the way that he used to. He is still sort of endlessly entertaining in pretty much everything he does. So yeah, that's an easy number one, CM Punk. Okay, we have our number 5 position left open. Let's hope we don't get someone incredible or someone terrible, so we can just slot him in the Shawn Spears. All right, I'll put Shawn Spears at 5, sure. Shawn Spears is fine. I think he is a little bit boring in my opinion. Like outside of early AEW, I've never really seen a Shawn Spears match that I've loved. I don't even know if I loved any of his early AEW stuff. His stuff with Cody was fine, like the match they had on pay-per-view and then the match they had during the TNT title tournament. Those were okay. Those were very good. But yeah, he's never really done anything great. I feel like his current stable in NXT, whatever they're called, the culling or whatever, bad stuff. And he's just a little bit generic and a little bit boring in the ring. He is sort of archetypal heel, slow it down so that the babyface can shine out when they do some really high octane offense. And that's not a very interesting character. It's more of a utility role than anything else, and I can't really love him for that. So he is just sort of mid. All right. We got our 10 in our blind ranking. Now we are going to go through and we are going to make some edits to see who belongs where. I will say my top 4. I'm okay with Punk being number 1 and AJ Styles being number 4. Do I like Fenix and Stratton 2 and 3? I do like them at 2 and 3. Just who goes where? Is Tiffany Stratton better than Rey Fenix? I don't think so. I think I'm going to keep my top 4 as they are. CM Punk number 1, Rey Fenix number 2, because I feel like I've just had more fun over his career and when he's in the tag division with Rey Fenix than I have with a lot of Tiffany Stratton stuff. So I'm going to keep her at 3, AJ Styles at number 4. I'm going to move Shawn Spears down. I'm going to move Shawn Spears down to number 7. And I'm going to move Alex Shelley up to number 5 and Bronson Reed up to number 6. So it'll be Alex Shelley number 5, Bronson Reed number 6, Shawn Spears number 7, Charlie Dempsey number 8, Uncle Howdy number 9, John Cena number 10. John Cena number 10. I hate John Cena, but I'm not going to keep him at number 10. Because I feel like Uncle Howdy has just done nothing this year. Charlie Dempsey is actively boring in a lot of his roles, as is Shawn Spears. John Cena has at least done some of the stuff I like this year. I like the match at Elimination Chamber. I liked his role in the Royal Rumble. I liked his match at SummerSlam, which is more than I can say about anything they've done. So I'm going to bump them all down one. I'm going to put John Cena at number 7. As much as it pains me because I don't like him. So our final list is going to be, let's see if I get this right. CM Punk number 1, Rey Fenix number 2, Tiffany Stratton number 3, AJ Styles number 4, Alex Shelley number 5, Bronson Reed number 6, John Cena number 7, Shawn Spears number 8, Charlie Dempsey number 9, Uncle Howdy number 10. I'm happy with that list. And I'm happy with CM Punk moving on to the finals. So who is he going to face? He's going to face Finn Balor, LA Knight, Liv Morgan, and Rhea Ripley in the finals. I'm happy with him being on, in that group of people. I feel like when you think of main event stars out of those group of five, he is the most main event out of those ones. Um, but can he really stack up to them in terms of in ring quality, especially now that he's a little bit older and can't really do some of the stuff that he used to do? We'll see when we get to the final video if CM Punk can upset everyone else we currently have on the list and the people who we're going to see in future videos to be named the best wrestler in WWE today. CM Punk is moving on to face Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor, and LA Knight in the finals to see who is the greatest wrestler in WWE today. If you guys like the video, please go down, leave a comment, subscribe, leave a like, as it really does help, and turn notifications on so you can see when I post more videos in this series. We got a lot more parts to come, a lot more wrestlers to talk about, and a lot more people to send to the finals. While you're down there, leave a comment letting me know if John Cena should have been as low or if he should have been as high as I ranked him. Does CM Punk deserve to be moving on to the finals over Tiffany Stratton and Rey Fenix and AJ Styles and John Cena? I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to thank you guys so much for all the support you've been giving me, all the comment, all the views. It really does help a new channel like mine to grow. So thank you so much for all of that. Having said all that, I have been Isaiah from Hot Tag Wrestling. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.